Hey guys, so today I wanted to talk to you about a few things that I picked up recently from Sephora. This wasn't done in like one big purchase, it was like a couple small purchases all put together. So a couple of them are brand new and a couple of them have been in store that I just realized were there and they sounded really interesting to me. So the first one being the Fresh Vitamin Nectar Antioxidant Glow Water. This is it right here. I bought the smaller size. I believe there's a larger one. This is 100 ml. I didn't need anything big. I just wanted to try it out first and see what it was like. So normally what I do before I put my makeup on is I give myself a little spritz of a setting spray. And usually I like one that has, you know, a tiny bit of like a glow, or not necessarily a glow because I like my skin being a little bit matte, but something that's just like really fresh feeling and that's going to lock in that hydration. So I do this first, then I add all my moisturizer and serums, anything like that afterwards. So I really like the sprayer on this one, the mister. So look, and it's kind of like a continuous mister too. And it smells really good. I don't really smell like a nectar per se, but it does smell nice. I can't say that oh, it's alcohol free as well. If you want to know a little bit more about it, it just says it has vitamin fruit complex, invigorating skin nutrition mist that delivers essential antioxidant protection for a dewy, healthy looking anytime glow, enriched with potent blend of vitamin C, E, and B5. So anything that you just want that's like a nice kind of nice feeling mist, just kind of hydrate the skin, give it a tiny bit of a glow. This is really nice. I'm assuming you can probably use this after you do your makeup as well, but I don't usually. Can be used as a cooling primer, a makeup setting spray, or an instant pick-me-up. So that's this, the Fresh Vitamin Nectar Antioxidant Glow Water. Really like that one. I really like the Caudalie one as well, but I'm cheap, so I didn't buy that. I was also looking for a nice cleanser, so I realized that with my cleansers, so I was using just like a CeraVe cleanser before. I think it was the foaming facial cleanser for like an oily, like normal to oily skin type. And what I was noticing when I put my moisturizer on was that the moisturizer was kind of just like sitting on top of my skin and it wasn't really being absorbed. And I really was looking for something that was going to be like an exfoliating cleanser. I do need to buy an exfoliator. I ran out. I had Exfoliate, but it went bad. Like I got it in one of my FabFitFun boxes and my subscription ended like a long time ago. So yeah, I need to pick up a new one. But anyways, so I was looking up any cleansers that would be just like a little bit exfoliating and that would really help my moisturizer absorb into my skin. And I found this one. This is the Kate Somerville Exfoliate Cleanser Daily Foaming Wash. So this is the smaller size. I just wanted to try a small size before I bought the big one again. And this is 50 milliliters. So this one I really have been liking. So it's just green, you can see. It does have fruit enzymes and alpha hydroxy acid, so that's going to help really like refine the look of your pores. Nothing's going to make your pores disappear, okay? So if that's what you want, that's not what you're going to get, but it's going to definitely help refine the look of them because it's exfoliating the skin. It's getting rid of all that dirt and debris. So yeah, so it has alpha hydroxy acid and it also has fruit enzymes. So I've really been enjoying this. I think I'm going to pick up a larger size of that. And another two not new products, but that I've really been enjoying that I just tried. This is the Monsieur Big by Lancome mascara, not waterproof. I'm wearing this today. I really like this. I didn't know how much I would love it because the brush is not generally what I go for. It's similar, but I usually like a more like Hourglass type brush. It's kind of pretty straight, but I do like that it's a little bit of a drier formula, so it does really build up that volume really nicely, and it's not wet, so it doesn't just like give you kind of like stick lashes. And this was on sale for $17, so I was like, yeah, okay. It was half price. I think it was for National Lash Day or whatever. But yeah, that one I really enjoyed. And I bought this one because I have been watching so much Alexa. Oh my god, did I really just forget her name? Oh my gosh, I can't remember her last name. When I find it, I will put it down below. But yeah, I've been watching a lot of her channel, and she used this for the first time, and I can't believe I've never used this. I used to use one, I think it was the vitamin setting spray, but this is the all-nighter, Urban Decay all-nighter ultra matte setting spray, and she was saying that it just gives you like a flawless look to the skin. It makes everything look kind of airbrushed, and I'm like, yeah, that's what I want. And I was noticing that no matter what foundation I was using, because of masks, my nose always gets so oily, and I get oily just kind of in the, like right here, and obviously in the T-zone. So I wanted to give this one a try. I did read some reviews that said no, they didn't like it because you do have to really shake it up good, because it does have kind of like powder, kind of like a powdery residue. But so what I do for that is shake it really well, spray it, and then you will see tiny dots, and that's what people were complaining about. But all you have to do with that is just take your beauty blender or sponge and just pat them out right away, and it works beautifully. And I had no issues with that. As soon as, like, I saw the white marks, but as soon as I pat them out, they're gone. So I don't know if you can tell, but yeah, I put that on today. Okay, so here are the newbies that we'll be talking about, and I will be showing you these products and applying them on my face. I just wanted to kind of talk about them first, give you an idea of what you're kind of getting yourself into here. If you don't want to watch, then it's all good, but I just wanted to show you a few things that I have that are new. This is the Makeup by Mario. This is the Ultra Suede Cozy Up Creme Cream in the color Nude Suede, which is basically every type of color that I go for. Nice kind of cool toned nude. Like I said, I'll be applying it. And super comfortable. I think there's coconut in it. It definitely smells coconutty, and if I can compare this to one thing, it would definitely be the Huda lipsticks. I think she may have since changed up the formula, but the matte lipsticks, I have the one in Staycation, and the smell just smells exactly the same. And it feels matte, but it doesn't feel overly drying. It feels very creamy. It doesn't make my lips look like the desert, which is always nice. But yeah, I've really been enjoying this. I was scared I wouldn't like the color, but it's definitely more cool than warm, and that's what I like. So yeah, this has been awesome, and I will show you what that is like on. I also picked up the Vanish Airbrush Primer from Hourglass, and I was scared I was getting the old one. I'm like, is this the old one? This is the new. So the veil is actually the old one, and the Airbrush Primer is the new one. So with this one, it is really nice and moisturizing. It has the dimethicone in it, which helps to moisturize the skin, but it also helps to smooth the skin. So it's going to kind of give you like an almost airbrushed look to the skin. It's going to help to smooth the pores. Like I said, nothing is going to get rid of the pores, of course, but it's going to smooth the pore area and make your skin look, you know, kind of flawless. So where I put this is usually just in the T-zone, and on the cheeks. I find on the cheeks is where I have the most texture. And I noticed that the combination of these two together has been amazing. So now when I'm wearing a mask, I don't have to worry that I'm going to be a greasy mess when I take the mask off. And I'll just show you what it looks like. My hands are so dry. I say this in every video, but you know, I just have to say it. So it comes out like that. And it almost has like a, it's more of like a moisturizing feeling than a silicone-y feeling. It doesn't feel like silicone, but it's just very smooth. But what I love about this one compared to many others is that it doesn't get that like pilling feeling. Like if you have silicone primers on the skin, you can feel it kind of like balling up on the skin if you put too much, or any of those like pore blurring. Actually, I have one here, I think. Sorry, way too close to the camera. So like this guy, the anti-wrinkle blur factor by Strivectin. That one I find, of course I just got oil all over me. It starts to ball up a little bit, and this one I do not get that feeling at all. It's just been really nice, moisturizing. It doesn't make you super dry, but it has like a powdery type texture once it's like set down, and it keeps you matte all day. So this has been lovely. I just want to talk about them first because sometimes I feel like when I'm applying them I forget a bunch of information that I want to tell you. So this is the last thing that I bought that is so beautiful. I actually have a lip gloss coming. Just one of them. I ordered, I think, 2 cc's. But this is the newest Patrick Ta blush release, and this is in the shade She's Blushing. So, of course, same packaging. And this is what this color looks like. So pretty. It looks a little more neutral than what it does on. Like on, I was actually surprised. It came off a little more bright than I was expecting, and I was kind of like, oh, I don't know, do I like this? But I actually do really like it. So when I was done work, I was like, oh, this blush looks good. The only problem, so this is the duo, so you have the powder and the cream. The only problem with mine is that this happened. So the cream became like this, unglued. So that sucks, but I can just glue it back. So obviously I'm not going to return it for nothing. Could have just been a shipping thing, or it's, you know, freezing cold out. And yeah, I'll show you the difference between this one and a couple of his other blushes. I have to hurry up because I'm running out of time here because I always have way too much space taken up on my phone. I don't have any of the other ones. I don't have the palette. I just thought that those would be way too bright on me, so I wasn't even gonna, I thought about it, but I was like, I think it's gonna be too much. And I'm glad that I waited because this is kind of like the perfect shade. I think She's Baked I just didn't like as much. But yeah, so this is the only one that's brand new that wasn't included in that palette that just came out. Okay, so I'll quickly show you. This is She's So LA, and this is, sorry, She's Blushing. So you can definitely see the difference here. One is very much more pink. This is She's Blushing and She's So LA. And then I have She's Sincere and She's Seductive. So I'll show you the swatches of those in just one sec. Right, so I just wanted to quickly show you the swatches. So from bottom to top, so right here is She's Blushing, cream first, and then we have the powder. Right beside that is the cream and powder for She's So LA, She's Seductive, and then we have She's Sincere. So I would say the closest one to She's Blushing would definitely be She's Seductive. And yeah, that's what the swatches look like. Definitely think the creamiest formula would be the newest one, She's Blushing, because I found the other powders to be a little bit dry. But sorry about my dirty desk here. But yeah, that's what they look like. Hey guys, okay, so today is the next day. I forgot to put this on yesterday and we were kind of in a rush to go out to dinner, so yeah, I just decided to do my full makeup today. So I'll probably skip through a few things like foundation, concealer, and all that, but I'll just go through the new products that I bought. So I'm gonna go with the Vanish Airbrush Primer, and I usually take about this much, a little less than like a full pump. And I'm just gonna move my mirror here so I can see what I'm doing. And I'll usually go on my cheeks first. I don't generally put this over my whole face, but just in the really bad areas where I need some smoothing, which is always in my cheek area because that's where I have the most texture for sure, and my nose because that's what I want to keep mattified, and then my forehead. Don't mind my forehead, there's a couple little spots there today, but I think that's just because of my little friend visiting right now, so that's cool. And it's very smooth. It feels like I was saying, it doesn't feel silicone-y. It feels almost like a gel-like texture. Don't mind my kind of redness there, but it just really smooths everything and just gives you that matte. I'm just gonna take a tiny bit. I forgot to put some on my chin. But yeah, it just gives you that kind of mattifying feeling. Like I said, zero balling. Oh, that was, sorry, that was from the top part of the pump. But yeah, no balling. Like, and you can keep rubbing it and you don't get that just disgusting kind of silicone-y feeling where you feel like it's just gonna all kind of ball off of your face. Don't feel that at all. So I'm gonna go ahead and do my foundation. I think I'm just gonna use the NARS Light Reflecting Foundation in the color Mont Blanc. And I'm gonna do Tarte Shape Tape, and this is in the shade 16N, Fair Light Neutral. So I'm gonna go ahead and do those, and I might do my eyeshadow as well. And then I don't know if you wanted to see how the Lancome mascara goes on. I could maybe do one eye with that if you wanted me to. And then I'll show you the blush and the lippy, and then I'll add the all-nighter setting spray as well. All right, I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm back. So that took probably way longer than I wanted it to. So on the eyes, I'm just wearing the Lawless, the little one. And it just looks like this. And I just decided to go bare on the under eye. I've been doing a lot of like smoky eyes under there, and I just wanted to leave it today. I did go ahead and do my mascara because I thought it'd be pretty boring for you to watch me do my mascara, but I did use the Lancome. Underneath, I used the Lawless, what's it called? The One and Done mascara, only because I know it doesn't transfer. I haven't tried Monsieur Big yet under the eye to know if it transfers or not, so I just didn't want to test it today. So I used this for my powder earlier, and I'm gonna go ahead and use this one for my blush. So as you know, I'm using She's Blushing by Patrick Ta, and I forgot to mention yesterday that this does have a little bit of sheen to it. His regular duos do not have any kind of sheen, so if you do see a little bit of a glow, that would be why. I'm going to go ahead and do the powder first on one side. I'll do the cream first on the other. And I just really lightly tap in there because these are pretty pigmented blushes. As you can see, I barely even tapped it and quite a bit has come off already. So that's what it looks like. And for the cream, I'm going to use the e.l.f. Putty Blush. And I just try to be super quick with this. So that it doesn't get like stuck in any places, I guess. It's not that bad to do it with this, but with the Rare Beauty one, you have to kind of work really quickly. Because that's an actual liquid. Creams are easier to kind of maneuver and blend out. So I'm using that Hourglass primer. You can still see my pores. Like I said, your pores aren't going to disappear, but it definitely does help to diffuse them and just make them look a little softer. This side is always more textured, and I think it's because maybe I sleep on that side. I'm not sure. Excuse me, but there's always a little like line right there. I don't know what that's about, but it's not on this side. So this is powder, this is cream, and we'll do the opposite. Now we'll do the cream over top of the powder, and you can see that just gives a lot more oomph to the powder. So that one on quite pigmented, and I'm just going to take my sponge and just kind of blend it a tiny bit. And then this is my powder brush, and I just like to go around it just so it doesn't get shiny in here, but that that primer really helps with that. So now I'll go in with the powder. Curious to know which side would last longer. I generally don't have an issue with these blushes not lasting, but I'm wondering if the powdered side would last longer or if the cream side would. This is how Patrick likes to do it. He likes to do powder first, cream second. I would normally probably do it this way, but I think the reason he does that is because it gives it that like glowy, kind of fresh look to the skin, whereas this one may be a little bit more powdery. Okay, so there's both sides done. Again, I'm going to do the same thing. Take my powder brush, kind of just go around. There we go. And so now I'm going to do my lips. So I'll be starting with the Makeup by Mario lip liner, not palette, like I said last time. Like, I'm going with my palette now. Stupid. So this is Dimitri. I'm just gonna grab a tiny mirror to do this. And I have tiny lips, so I definitely like to overline, especially my top lip. So there we go. So this is kind of like a warmer kind of nude. It's funny because when you look at it, it actually looks pretty cool toned. But on my lips, everything looks warm because I have very like purpley dead lips. Okay, so that's what we're looking like lined. And I'll just take the brush and kind of blend it out a bit. So my only gripe with this brush is that I never know how to, did I talk about this already? I never know how to stack them, so I always like just lay this one flat because I don't want to ruin either side, you know? But it is really soft, but it's densely packed, so it's really nice to apply powder. And this one is a little bit more kind of spread out, it's not as dense, so this one's really good for blush. I'm sure you could use it, the big one, for bronzer as well. Sorry, I thought I went over top of my lip line there. Okay, so now we'll go in with that Makeup by Mario Nude Suede. it does have a little kind of like curve for your lips, and there is a little kind of hole in the middle there, so that just helps to kind of keep more product in there. Hold product, I should say. And this actually matches the lip liner like perfectly. Again, it's looking more warm on camera than it does look in person. And so I don't know if I'm going to do a wear test or not, but I have tested this already. I've worn it all day, and it does last pretty well. It doesn't claim to be like a super long-lasting formula, so it's very creamy. You can see it's not really giving me that like dry, kind of like crusty look to the lips. Very smooth. Like I said, it kind of feels like a velvety texture. It almost feels like the old Staycation and smells almost identical to that as well. So that's what that looks like. And if you know me, you know I usually go in with like a tiny bit of a cooler tone and do that in the middle. I'm not going to do that right now because I just want you to get the full kind of effect. But that's what Nude Suede looks like. So if you are very fair, I would definitely go with Nude Suede. The pinky brown looks really nice too though. Okay, so now I'm going to go in with my all-nighter spray. I should have done this before I did my mascara. Anyway, so like I said, shake it really well. And I'll show you what I mean by white dots if I can find any. There's kind of one right there. I really actually don't see any this time. Wow, maybe I shook it well enough. But I think it actually looks good. I don't think I got any like white specks or anything. So yeah, that's what the full face is looking like. For brows, I just went in with the Makeup by Mario brow gel, which is called Master Hold Brow Gel. This one here. I've really been liking this one. I do love Patrick Ta's Major Brow Lamination, but I find sometimes it's just like a little too crazy, and it gets a tiny bit of like crusties if you put too much, so you have to really be careful with that one. So I've been preferring this one, and use the Lift and Snatch by NYX in the shade Blonde. And I just wanted to quickly tell you, I was going to do a review of the e.l.f. Camo Powder Foundation, and this is the color that I got because I'm usually always fair, but just to give you an idea, yeah, it's way too light. So I might use it as like an under eye setting powder, but I'll have to get a different shade because this does not work for me. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and I might come back later. I'm probably gonna go for a workout, which I know don't wear makeup when you work out, but whatever. So I might come back and show you how this held up with the blush, how the blush held up, and how it held up with the primer, the Hourglass primer. So yeah, we'll see you later. Okay guys, so here I am after the gym. You could see that I have a little portion that rubbed off, but I was using an N95 and sweating my ass off. So I'm actually shocked. A little tiny bit rubbed off there too, but that's it. Like a couple marks from the mask, but it was really tight on my face and I was sweating so much. And I stayed matte all day, and the blush lasted all day. The lipstick did pretty well considering I just had a piece of pizza and drank some water. But yeah, this is how everything is looking, and they all get an A+. I also just wanted to say that obviously this is a really terrible time in the world right now, and I'm definitely aware of what's going on, and I just wanted to say that definitely praying for the Ukraine, and one of my really good friends' family is from there, and just praying for her family and for all of this to just be done with. Hopefully everybody is staying safe, and yeah. So obviously this kind of stuff really doesn't matter. I just wanted to kind of, you know, do a video that would maybe lighten the mood a bit, but yeah. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and hopefully I will see you next time. Thank you. Love ya.